And we'll start by wishing each other well. Nobody is at preschool right now. We're all in our own spaces. So you can put your hands together and you can think about that. You can think about how you're all doing circle time at the same time as everyone else right now, and we're not together in the same room, but we're still doing it. I'm doing it right now with you. So let's think about everybody. And we'll say, everybody, we know you're not at preschool. We know that you're somewhere else. A lot of people are at home. A lot of people are doing things differently than they used to be, and we don't know how long it's going to be. And so that's just what is happening now. And so everybody, we wish you well. We wish you well. We wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well. And that just reminded me that I also, Emmett, I saw your video of you doing We Wish You Well at the same time as I did it yesterday. So thank you for that. I saw that video and that was fun. So then I don't, not feeling like a loneliness that I'm doing it alone, because I miss you guys being here. So there's a word for today. Your grown-ups maybe already told you. The word for today is upset. So you can think about what that means. Upset. This friend in this book, I am going to say, is upset. And this other friend in this book is also upset. And this friend in this book is upset. And yesterday, I drew some pictures for you of kids who used to do things, and then now they can't. So I'm going to move this around to show you again, that part. So this is the thing from yesterday. I think you can maybe see it if I do this. So what I want to be able to show you today, I'm going to add to it. I'm going to use a red marker, and I'm not doing this because I'm being like mad or mean about it. I'm doing it as a symbol. So I'll use a red marker, and as a symbol, I'm going to cross these out. Not because they're bad, but as a symbol of they're not happening anymore. This friend who usually went to preschool is not going to preschool anymore. This friend who used to go to gymnastics is not going to gymnastics. This friend who used to get to go grocery shopping and hold on to the shopping cart handle and do things is not doing that anymore. This friend who used to go out to eat in a restaurant is not doing that. This friend who used to go and visit their mama at work is not doing that anymore. These friends who are getting really wild and excited with a play date are not doing that anymore. And we talked yesterday about how maybe they're going to be upset because they don't get to do the things they used to do, even though you can do preschool on the computer. You can find a line on the floor to pretend is a balance beam. You can go home to your kitchen cupboard and open the doors and pretend that's a grocery store. You can go in your car to drive through somewhere or get delivery of restaurant food. You can find your mama or dad or your other grown-up taking care of you because maybe they're working at your house now, or maybe they're on their phone. Two things for play dates. Maybe you can just talk to them on the phone or computers or tablets, or maybe your neighbors and you can be in your house and you can be in your house. And you might be upset about those things. You don't have to be happy about it. Just because you still get to do something doesn't mean it has to be okay all the time. Maybe it will be okay sometimes, and then sometimes it won't be okay. So I want to tell you the poem that I don't know who all knows it. There's a poem that starts like this. And I'm not going to finish it. I'm only going to say the first part. Goes like this. You get what you get, and you... Some of you maybe have heard that. You get what you get, and you... You get what you get, and you... And now I'm going to make a little noise about it like this. You get what you get, and you... However you know it from another place is one way to know it. I'm going to tell you how we say it at preschool. You get what you get, and you might be upset. And here's why we do it at preschool. Here's an example. So if this was preschool and I had 2 books and I told the friends at our school to pick a book that they hope I would read at circle time, at story time, vote for your book. That means they're going to, and I tell them, think about it, look through the books, take a picture walk through, really just take it to heart and think, which book would I really prefer, and vote for that one. Then I would say, whatever book gets the most votes, that's what we're going to read. Well, and some of you know the heartache of this already because you have experienced it. When your book that you considered and you thought about it and you wanted it and it didn't get chosen, you might be upset. And it makes sense to me. Like, I don't like you to be upset, but I like you to be invested in what you wanted so much that you are sad or mad or disappointed when you didn't get what you wanted. So that's why I don't say, okay, friends, we're going to vote for these 2 books, and whatever book gets the most votes wins, and you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. That's not what I say at that. I say, okay, friends, we're going to vote on these 2 books, and whatever book gets the most votes is the one we're going to read, so you get what you get, and you might be upset. It doesn't mean that I'm going to change it because we made the plan of voting. But it means that I'm going to work through it with you. I'm going to talk with you. You can cry about it. You can be mad about it, frustrated about it. And we're still going to stick with the plan. So that's been a really, really hard thing that we've practiced learning at preschool. And we keep practicing it. And I would just encourage all of you to practice that. If someone is upset because they didn't get what they wanted, that makes sense to me. And then it's, what do you do with those upset feelings? That can be something to process. I know you're upset. So like at preschool, I'd say, I know you're upset, but don't spit at me. I know you're upset, but don't hit me. I know you're upset, but don't say the mean words to your friend. I know you're upset, but don't come over and rip the book. There are other things you could do. I know you're upset, so you can cry, you can go run around, you can go like punch in some Play-Doh. I know you might want me to write a note about it, write it in your journal. I know that you might just want me to not talk to you anymore. You might be mad at me about it. That's fine. That makes sense. So you get what you get, and you might be upset. So being upset is a normal and healthy emotion for folks. I want to show you a picture that your families can find on the same Facebook page where you're watching this video now. So like later after this. Oh boy, Miss Kristin, I've been having some computer troubles. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. This, what that looks like, so it's backwards, and I know that. But that those words and then that little scribbly thing in the middle is something that your families can see. And I'll tell you, it says, maybe at home, someone can help you make a list of things that make you feel upset. Or, you know how it works. If you have the idea in your head and you just make a scribble mark of your pretend writing, you know what it says. It doesn't matter if no one else knows what it says. You know what it says. You can still write even if you don't know how to make those letter shapes. So make a list of things that make you feel upset. And then You can do this with music, like start and stop, or someone just telling you go, or someone saying stop. And when someone says go, or when you tell yourself go, you get a crayon and you find something with a family plan that is sturdy. And then like maybe there's an old box or something. Maybe the cardboard has been in a safe, been left alone for 24 hours in your house or in the garage or something. And then you can draw, scribble with all your might until the music stops or someone says stop. And then you stop, get a new color, do it again, fast. Use your muscles. So like this muscle right there feels tight, so your hand feels tight, so your wrist feels tight. And then when the music stops or someone says stop and you stop, let it relax and then go again. And if you do it, will you may find a way if you can take a picture of it or tell me about it. I would love to see it. It's valuable. And scribbling is so important for your hand muscles, for even grown-ups. So scribbling is beneficial. So that's the thing that your families can read about at home. And now I want to think about upset can be like things that are boring, things that are unfair, things that are scary. And there are a lot of things in the world right now that are happening that are so different that I've even heard grown-ups say, that's not fair. Why do we have to do that? That's not fair. Or this is so boring. Or I'm really getting kind of scared. And then this is the part where we remember about all the helpers there are, people who are working. And I have 3 teacher pictures to show you. Do some of you know who that teacher friend is? Do you know? His name is Mr. Matt. He's a teacher friend. He's not at preschool. He's a teacher friend, and he lives with his family at his house, and he's married to someone named Jenny. She's a doctor. Jenny Kuntz is a doctor, and she's been working, and she's a friend of mine, and she's been working so hard to help people in our community understand what is happening, like with all the grown-up words about what is happening and what can we do about it. So families, that's a shout out to my friend Jenny Kuntz. She's making a lot of public posts with really valuable information. I appreciate her and invite you to check that out. So Mr. Matt was the first teacher friend who's connected with a medical doctor helper. Here's another teacher friend. Do you know who that is? She's a Bethel College teacher friend. It's Miss Tristan. So I'm Miss Kristin. That's Miss Tristan. And Miss Tristan is one of the people who's in charge of one of the convenience store gas stations in our town. Those places are staying open. Even when a lot of people are working at their house, she's not working at her house. She's going to work to help people because people still want gas for their vehicles. They maybe need some of the grocery things that they can buy at her store. She's a big helper. And I think about her a lot, and I think, wash your hands a lot. Here's another friend, and it's my mom. Anyone know her name? I bet some of you know her name. It's Grandma Bonnie. Grandma Bonnie is my mom and a teacher friend, and Grandma Bonnie is doing a sewing project. This is something she made me. I'm not going to put it on today. I'm going to tell you about it. My mom, Grandma Bonnie, is making these. These are masks that some of the workers have been requesting. So this is a mask that, I'll put it on tomorrow for you. This is a mask that these parts go over my ear like that. And then this part would go over my whole face. So you wouldn't be able to see my nose or my mouth. And also like if I started coughing Or if someone else started coughing, and some of those cough like spit germs would get caught in here for me. So then those cough spit germs wouldn't go out onto things. So there are a lot of people who are using these, like if they're not in the hospital, but they're just going to the store, you might start to see people wearing some kind of mask. And tomorrow, I'm going to show it to you. Tomorrow, I'll put that mask on, not because I feel sick now, but just because that's what a lot of people are doing, even if they don't feel sick, or even if they're not a real doctor or nurse or construction workers who wear masks all the time. So you can wait for that tomorrow. I'm going to do that tomorrow. But that's the reminder that those are just 3 people who I know right now who are connected to and doing that work of being the helpers. When people are upset, there are almost always some people around them who could be a helper to them. And that's for sure true to you. And I know for sure it's true for you, 100%, because I will help you do that. I have time to do that. So if you're feeling upset, I can be that person for you too. And then there can be lots of other people in your life that can be that for you too. So, circle time's almost over for today. But before it's over, some of you might know who this little guy is. And I would say he's someone who's probably kind of upset. The word upset, I'm reading it right here, is never in the words of this, but he feels a little upset because his tummy hurts and his throat hurts. Now he's sick in bed with bubbles in his throat. Oh, poor tiny Tim. You know he'll have helpers. He'll have people who know how to take care of him till his tummy starts to feel better. This book, me reading it, will be in another video that we'll post today as soon as my computer and the internet work together to make it get up into the internet, and then I'll share it with you because I read that story this morning for you, and then I made a movie about it that I'm going to post so that you can read along with me and you can see the story about Sophie when she gets angry, really, really angry. Thank you for being at Circle Time. It's a really special part of my day. So we're going to put one finger up, one hand out, and round the circle we did roam. Here we go. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home. Again. Round and round the circle we did roam. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home. This time just hum it. That means mouth closed. I love you, everybody. Don't forget, you're a smarty pants. If you leave me a message here, I'll read it tonight and I'll answer it tomorrow.